So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Cat educational, I can hear a cat. Elephant educational live stream on a Saturday morning with Dr. Nissa and multi-purpose Kun Tao, who's bird guide, running guide, elephant guide, cabana builder, everything else. Here we are doing target training with what you may recognize as an elephant. Can you tell us which elephant do we have? Sorry, I've got to remember this is an educational, not a general John live stream, so we have to give you some facts.
Yep. So this is Kam Mool. So Kam Mool has been in the target wall for quite some time, and we have been Kun Tao has been secretly, or not secretly, working with her for the target training, which I actually are seeing that she's actually improving in presenting her back legs actually, so which is actually pretty good. So we were just actually connecting the hose and the water to make sure that we can actually take a look at her foot, and she actually might actually hear us in her back, and let's see. She's one of our COVID refugee elephants. Yes.
Who came in from a nearby camp that went bankrupt, and they did do target training with her, but they used subtly different techniques and words, so that may be confusing her as well. And I'm not sure because I don't know how far they got with her. She seems to like to present her right rear foot, right rear foot,
right.
The left.
And every single time we introduce the water to the foot, she does this.
I'd do that if you did that to me. If I suddenly had my foot out behind me and you sprayed me with cold water, I would remove my foot, unless I knew it was coming. So that's fair enough.
Yeah, so Kun Tao is going to have to work hard to keep feeding her, making sure that it's reassuring that everything is okay.
So Kun Tao is Mr. Tiger here on the left-hand side of the shot, I presume, unless we're there, unless we're mirrored. And he has a bucket full of sunflower seeds. And it's his job to ignore me completely, which always his job anyway. And whenever Kun Tao says, good, to feed sunflower seeds. And to stop whenever Kun Tao stops saying good. So the idea being that Kam Mool is concentrating, yes, the sunflower seeds are the reward, but she's concentrating more on what Kun Tao is saying than what Kun Tao is doing. So being the feeder and getting the timing right is almost as important as being the guy with the target when it comes to target training. Kun Bun Ren in the background with a mask on is Kam Mool's mahout, and it's his job to stay out of the way. Good morning, Kun Ladawan, who is in the vicinity, I hear. Hope everything is okay. Welcome back. We will see you hopefully later today. Please do add commentary or questions as you choose. So Kun Bun Ren on the far right of the talk on the far right of your shot is the man who would usually be asking her to do things. And so what we have to do with target training is that he can be the feeder, but sometimes it's best if the mahout stays well out of the way and doesn't interfere, which means that in her mind, this operation, which allows us to do medical treatment, look at her feet, do her nails and all sorts of other things, is completely different from what goes on day to day with her mahout. It's always good for mahouts to learn about target training because the way you train an elephant with target with only positive reinforcement and with a gap between you and the elephant, a barrier between you and the elephant, is that you have to work very hard to work out how an elephant is thinking to get her to solve the problem. And in day-to-day work with an elephant, that's good if mahouts do that, because all too often in the wider world, mahouts rely on or don't spend enough time thinking what elephants are thinking and just assume elephants are being naughty and then either get bad-tempered or sometimes, in the worst case, punish them. So it's all very good. We like the target training. We've in fact been doing target training workshops all over Southeast Asia for well over 10 years now. Well, we stopped for COVID, unfortunately, because what we used to do, and what we will do again when COVID is finished and we have funds in the bank, is fly people from all over Southeast Asia into one place. We've done it in Myanmar, we've done it in Surin in Thailand, we've done it here, of course, we've done it in Laos. We've done it in Cambodia. No, we visited Cambodia, but we never did a workshop in Cambodia, but we saw some people already doing it there. All over the place. And then we train elephant mahouts, vets, elephant managers come and see this technique and learn about it, and they get qualified in it. We used to fly our trainers in from Mexico. Now our trainers are leaving Mexico. We will keep the same trainers, but they are, I hear, coming closer to home. So when COVID is over, we will restart our target training workshops and promulgate this technique, if that's a word, if that's pronounced correctly, around Southeast Asia. Because as I say, it actually really does help for safe veterinary care. See, she's getting confused now. He's asking for the side. She has to think about it. She's still thinking about it. He's not feeding her. She's giving a leg because that's one of the commands. She's thinking, well, why don't you feed me? I've given the leg. In a minute, Kun Tao might have to reset, but he's the trainer, so he'll decide when. He is asking for one command. She is doing the other. Now, if there wasn't a barrier in between, there's a chance, probably not Kam Mool, but there's a chance that the elephant would get frustrated and try and strike out and steal the bucket. And she's still presenting her leg, even though she's being asked for her side. There we go. Sorry, we shouldn't say that. And a wave of the leg, which may have been a present of a leg or may have been an attempt at a kick. But she got, you see, when she remembered what the command was, she did that command, she got fed. We shouldn't say, there you go, because then we're interfering. Kun Tao should be in total charge, but both of us said it. Kun Tao is in charge of...
She's repositioning herself. She knows she has to do something.
Yes, exactly. Well, again, if this is for those of you who watch elephants and watch the live stream, this is the classic of trying to work out how elephants think, because we have to try and Kun Tao has to try and work out what she's confused about, and she's certainly confused. She's offering all these different commands, but she's not listening to the right command. You may have to reposition her. There you go. She says she repositions. Good. There we go, and she gets a food for that. So he's helped her out by moving her into the right alignment. And she hasn't yet worked out if you prod her with a stick, that's the foot you want. The stick, when I say prod her with a stick, of course, that's I shouldn't say that again. But she hasn't lifted it high enough. Well, that's why we have different level of bars. Ideally, we'd ask her to lift higher up, because it is hard work doing the nails and everything else, and we know she can actually physically do it. But
very good.
There we go, and she gets a very good for that, which is one level up, which means she gets lots and lots and lots of food. So she should now in her brain get wired to the idea that when I lift my foot high enough, and as I say, when I said prodding with a stick it's the wrong way to put it. It's actually a piece of UPVC piping he's got there, covered in a soft piece of foam at the top. So absolutely no way. And then the other end makes a handy mud scraper, which I'm not sure is, well, it doesn't look as though we invested much in that target, does it? So if he breaks it, we'll make him another one, even in these straightened times.
Sometimes we just use bamboo stick.
Sometimes we just use a bamboo stick, exactly.
We're going to be as resourceful at the mahout, maybe.
Well, yeah, exactly. And now she's wandering around, she's looking behind her. I haven't got my new glasses yet, so I can't see who that is walking down through camp, but I presume it's a mahout. Dressed as a soldier a bit. It's Kun Somkit, okay, well then, there we go. I'm sure he'll add to the general excitement of the evening, going off to find Yui and Bo, or maybe, we don't know if Bohm's here or not. Bit of a late start. Note in your book.
Oh no, he has been here before.
Oh, okay.
Bo and Yui stay in the e-fence overnight.
Oh, okay, because yes, okay, Bo and Yui are learning to be an e-fence roaming group. And what we do, so we do have various roaming areas around here, and we need to make sure that the elephants can get along all night without trouble. So first of all, we have a smaller area here. Oh, there she is. That they can be watched. That is Chitong, yes. There we go. So anyway, things have happened this morning. I was late for work, to tell the truth.
I'm just late to see the elephant, that's all.
Yeah, Saturday's my day off, so I was...
Yes, we know that. Yes, we know that. And we'll be spending today auditing more RVs.
No, I think we're done.
We're done. Oh,
I think we have one person. We have one steward's inquiry where one person who's saying that somebody else uploaded their steps, and we have to look into that. But I think we're pretty much done.
Wow,
We can start
so-
concentrating on being elephants or an elephant camp. But don't look at the leaderboard yet and guess, because there will be, I think, a movement of pretty much everybody in one direction. Because the person who's having a steward's inquiry is quite high up. There we go, and she presents her leg as well, which she hasn't been asked to do. So what Kun Tao is going to do now is ask for the other leg. That's not just to be awkward, although it may seem that way. And as a boss, I might take that up. If one of my team goes to, and offers me something that they know I want, I might say, no, I want the other thing, just to remind them who's in charge. Now, the point is to earn the reward, you have to do the thing. So otherwise it gets hardwired in. There. Oh, John, you see, John shouldn't do that. I was preempting. But as I say, timing is key, and Tao has to decide exactly when he offers the reward, or when he tells Kun Sia to offer the reward. So I would have gone too quickly then, and she'd have thought, okay, I'm getting a reward for resting my nail on that pole, where, and of course, Kun Tao wants it exactly there where he can work on her foot pad, have a look, scrape the mud off, and everything else. As I say, timing is key, and, well, my timing has always been poor. Tao's looking for something. He's looking for his bastard wrench. What's it called? Bastard file, isn't it?
No.
Oh, there it is. Here we go. So he's going to start working on the nails a bit now. Oh, no, he's just going to clean out. So elephants have toenails. They're actually standing, they actually have toes, but you can't see them. The toes are internal to their foot, and they're standing on a pad of fat, which is at the top of their heel there. I'm not going to get in Tao's way, otherwise he'll do my nails as well. And that's a fair old nail file he's got there. It's debatable whether we really need to grind down as much as we do, but it's one of those things. It helps elephants work very well, and their nails, like horses, and ourselves, of course, can overgrow. Because our elephants don't, we try and get them to walk as far as possible, but always on a soft substrate. But they're not like wild elephants walking 10 or 20 kilometers a day to find food and water and everything else. And we don't walk on tarmac or concrete very much. There's a short 100 meter or so stretch that they use. So the nails come. So minimize contact point a bit, Nissa is saying. So the idea of filing down is to make sure that there isn't one particular area of the nail that is touching the ground before the rest, and then that could push back and cause discomfort, which we have seen in extreme cases even here, especially before we learned about Footcare. And anyway, Kun Tao doesn't have enough work to do, so we make him do nails every day. It doesn't do enough fitness work. He likes to sweat.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
But you see, now I've confused him by giving the... This is why we shouldn't be here. Now I've confused him by telling a joke.
Leg.
Kun Tao is laughing behind as well, because he doesn't have to... He's not even sweating. At least I'm sweating because I cycled in, so I'm allowed to tell jokes. It is hard work. Nissa,
Yes,
question. It is hard work doing the nails, isn't it?
it is hard work to do the nails,
It's a-
especially if it's like filing.
Yep.
So it also depends on how you're actually holding on to the rat. If you're holding it a bit awkwardly or it doesn't have the handle, it actually makes it very... You might actually hurt your hands doing it because there are very rough edge and there's very fine edge, but it will eat your skin.
Okay, so there you go.
Really good.
Yep.
I mean, it looked pretty easy in the hand of a man, definitely, because you guys just have more muscles than we do. So
Oh, I think if you saw me do it, it'd be a mess.
practice makes perfect as well.
Well, exactly that. So this isn't just for display, I guess, is the other point that Tao is doing this almost every day. He'll come down and do.
Leg.
We try and make sure we get through every elephant at least once a week, if not once a month. Some elephants don't like it in there, so we have to work very slowly with them. And as the dry season comes on, we'll probably need to do more of it. The wet season, of course, is because the ground is soft. In the dry season, you actually have to soak the nails beforehand as well to make life easier. But I think those of you who've been watching this for a long time may remember a few months back that Kam Mool really didn't know what she... It is Kam Mool still, isn't it? Yeah, really didn't know what she was doing in here, and was very, despite, as I say, despite having done target training in her previous camp,
Good.
they used subtly different techniques. And, okay.
She's probably tired, so now she's doing this stretch.
Yeah, exactly. So she's cramping up, holding her foot in one position as well. How did we know about this? I don't. How do you know about? Yeah, so Rebecca and Jessie knew about this, but they don't not sure how. They must have dreamt it.
That sound like stone.
Oh, she's got a bit of stone in there, so she's. Unfortunately, my pliers are broken, and don't have my Swiss Army knife with a tool for getting. Oh, you did not know about this? It's the only one that's actually been advertised this week. Ah, Nissa has her.
I forgot.
Nissa, no, you did. You put it up yesterday. Somebody put one up yesterday.
I did.
Somebody did. I saw it.
Oh,
Okay. Nissa has the Swiss Army knife with the tool for getting a Boy Scout out of a horse's hoof, as my dad always used to say on his penknife. He was old enough to have had a dad who had a horse. And presumably removed Boy Scouts from the hoof with it. Hi, Rebecca and Jessie.
Jennings.
No. This is the only one we advertised this week. I'm sure of it. I saw, or maybe I dreamt it. I don't know.
Lick.
Anyway, welcome along.
Lick.
Target training with Kam Mool as the elephant, Kun Tao as the trainer, Kun Sir as the feeder, Kun Bun Ren and Kun Nu as the observers, and Dr. Nissa as the interested observer and typer. She's answering comments there, I expect, and not doing her sending emails and stuff. Or maybe sending emails, but not. Or maybe chatting to other vets or taking notes. Who knows? A lovely Saturday morning here in the Golden Triangle. Slightly misty on the way in. And Kam Mool has come on leaps and bounds from when we last spoke to her about this.
Good.
We're now going to see if she'll take a bit of a foot wash without worrying. Nope, as with last time. A Friday night fright movie thingy. Okay, that's. Oh, blimey! Be careful there, Tao. That was nose height. Is it anybody who ever? I mean, Tao is a relatively tall person. If you ever wonder how he's on the same level as her, that was a foot at. You think of elephants as being sort of non-agile things, but that was a foot pad at Tao's nose height. Had she connected with it, she didn't try. Had she pushed backwards, she could easily have knocked his head off. With a rear leg. They are more flexible than you would think, elephants. They are, as we probably guessed, because you're here, quite incredible creatures. But you have to be careful in there. She could have just pushed back there. And elephant kicks are not like horses' kicks. They look like they're in slow motion, but they're surprisingly easy to connect with you. And when they do, there's a lot of, it's not torque, because torque is twisting power, but there's a lot of whatever the name is for that force that can be applied slowly but has more effect than if it's applied quickly. John forgetting his physics homework.
And you're the engineer.
The one that makes you go flying.
Good.
And Kun Tao again working now on the right rear leg, having done the front. The elephant, Kam Mool being very patient. Famous last words. She doesn't like, as we were discussing earlier, she doesn't particularly like having water splashed on her foot. And as I say, neither would, if I had my foot behind me and I wasn't expecting it and you didn't warn me that you were about to splash cold water on my foot, I would probably jump a little bit anyway. House of wax. Okay. This is a conversation going on. Fair enough. And so now because she moved her foot, she may be, because I think we've probably been going for 20 minutes or so now. And usually a session is about 20 minutes before they sort of start losing patience. Some elephants will go longer, but after about 20 minutes, they tend to quite often tend to give up. And you can see she's just following Kun Tao around now. She's still trying to do different things that have got her commands, got her things in the past. She has a problem with side. which we noted, and Nissa noted when she first started, and we changed it. We changed the command to flank, which seemed to work for a while, but because we thought she may have been given another command. She was target trained elsewhere in her previous camp, and they may have used other commands. We should have actually asked Kun Cafe when he was on last night. He was on the live stream. The guy who target trained her in the last camp turned up to the live stream yesterday afternoon. But then we obviously decided that we could retrain her onto side, because it would be confusing if all of our elephants were trained to side, but the other one had to be flank. You have to remember which. Quite often you do have to remember which elephant you're working with, of course, but still the idea is she's not a daft elephant. She should be able to work it out. So you see, Tao helps her out by repositioning her. Target she knows easy. That's the first basic command they learn is, there we go, good, good, good. Shouldn't say that because otherwise Tao might feed her by mistake. Oh, Vincent Price certainly died 100 years ago, didn't he? 2000 was 21 years ago, I suppose, as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, there was actually like a joke at the beginning of the years that when now these days if you card any young person and you see that their birth years is in the 20s, start with 2, it's actually you're legal to drink now because it's over 21.
Oh, in America, yeah.
Yeah, so that just hit hard, I guess.
Oh, you don't worry, it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get any better, does it?
I can remember I was in 1999, I was in Sydney. 2000, I can remember the Millennium Bug. You probably don't even know what the Millennium Bug is. Do you know what the Millennium Bug is, or was?
The Millennium Bug, the Y2K stuff, or what?
Oh yeah, okay, you do remember it. Fair enough. All the aeroplanes are going to fall out of the sky.
He says born in 80s, 85. I'm an 85 kid.
One of those
people.
One of those global panics that didn't happen, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice if COVID had done the same thing and just not blown up into something? Exactly. Everybody, 2000, all your computers are going to crash. Airplanes will fall out of this. Everything's going to go wrong. People were even selling software for you to so your computer wouldn't die. I didn't buy any software, and none of my computers died because it didn't make sense to me.
I didn't have a computer then.
Can you imagine being?
Huh?
Okay. Can you pre-warm it for her so she's not shocked this time?
I wish. Well, we probably have to start a warmer.
Yep. He's cleaning off his rasp. Looks like he's got one more toenail to do. If she'll allow for it. There we go, and he gives a quick good to remind Kun Suya to keep feeding. So she's getting her not sugarcane, what are they called? Sunflower seeds. Some collateral sunflower seed eating going on by a chicken. Hello, chicken. Do not distract the elephant, please.
Wait, the chicken brave. Oh, the chicken just got. Oh, that's a one brave chicken.
It is, but she's. Well, that's what they say. The early chicken gets the sunflower seed. Isn't that what they say?
In elephant camp, that's certainly true.
I see. And Jatong is over there getting prepared. At least having her foot washed. In a minute she'll go rumble, rumble, possibly imperceptibly, for us anyway. And this one will go, right, we've had enough, we're off. Has Jatong been done yet, or is she?
No, we started.
Is she up next for the session, or is she? Or is she not?
Did we do Jatong last week? I wasn't even sure. ไม่ใช่ไหมคะอาทิตย์ที่เราทำขายผิด
Okay, so we've got to do. There will be a session. We may not do we may not broadcast the entire Jatong session because, things have to be done. Josh is sending me a. Oh, hi, Josh. Oh, he's not. Josh is on the other channel. Josh, get on this channel, please. He can't see me.
He's on what channel?
Okay. Cleaning the rasp doesn't sound like a soundbite from House.
It's October, so it's supposed to watch scary movie, kinda.
I don't even know what House of Wax. I don't like scary movies. I get scared in normal movies. Scary movies are too much for me.
Oh, that's the one elephant that doesn't look shy away from water.
It's not that cool this morning. It is cool. It's about 21 degrees, but I'm...
No, I think it's just like a strange sensation thing.
No, I think it is. It makes you jump. Okay, so there we go. I think the instruction has gone done. You can see the veins on Kun Tao's arms pulsing away there. He's trying to look cool. He looks better than I do when I sweat, but he's got veins in his arms sticking out, which means probably his time at the gym, or it's time for his gym session. And Kun Bunran calls them away. Okay, so I think we will do a... Thank you very much, ladies. See, this is what I look like when I sweat. It's nowhere near as cool, calm and collected. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining our elephant educational lecture. Nissa's there.
Yes.
But we're not going to do that. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Probably not me, because it's in Thai, but I might be in the background as well, because I like to be around. Back tomorrow in Thai at, I think, 4 p.m?
Yes, 4 p.m.
4 p.m. And then live streams next week. This week, I promise, because we're back to fully handed again, we will actually advertise when we're doing our live streams, and we will try and stick to the what do they call the live streams? The live stream schedule as well. Elephants in the background, I'll do that in the end. Until tomorrow, please do look after yourselves, look after one another. If you're going to wash your elephant, stand on a table, makes life a lot easier. Look after yourselves, look after one another, do socialise from a distance. Make sure you patted your hair down before you turn the camera on you on a live stream. What else? Wear a mask in crowded areas to keep yourselves and others safe. And wash your hands, sanitise, socialise, but socialise from a distance. Doesn't sound like I'm calling it in. We will see you later. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good evening. Friday evening if it's Friday evening for you. Saturday if it's Saturday for you. Until then, until later. Bye.